Oh my God. I know. Oh my God. Y'all, they hinted at this at CrimeCon. They said, we have a big break about to come that we're about to announce.
Well, I think they have another big break that they have said yet.
Oh my God, I have so many chills.
I know.
That new merch.
We're both wearing new merch.
We're both wearing new merch. Did someone mention on YouTube, like, why don't y'all ever wear your own merch for the video?
They?
I think so.
Oh, well, this is my favorite one. So I love the fit of it. Here, look, for you YouTubers. It's a boxy tee, and it's like, this is a medium. And I want it. It's so thin and, like, comfy, and it has my dog on the front.
Right. Her exact dog. No, her exact one. May he rest.
German Shepherd.
Yeah.
Not the exact one, but in his honor.
That would be dope as F.
But it's so cute. It's like flattering. I love it.
Yeah.
It's like loose. It's like, woo.
Yeah, I love it.
It's boxy tee.
I love it. This one says, spoiler alert, and there's a car with a big spoiler.
Yeah.
See?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
This one's longer. This one's longer.
Yeah.
They're all unisex though, just FYI. Someone was like, are they women cut? I was like, I hate the women's cut of any t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So actually I want to double check that, but I'm pretty sure they're all unisex.
Yeah. No, they are.
Maybe you need sex. I had sex a few days ago. Y'all get it, right? Friends reference?
Okay. So
hey, y'all,
this is a bonus.
Damn it.
So this was a bonus that initially stemmed from CrimeCon. We were going to do a shoot in the shit recap for just patrons on CrimeCon, but we learned about so many cases and
cold cases,
unsolved,
no
specifically
justice.
that we were like, no, let's just do a bonus episode and recap those cases and tell y'all a little bit more about CrimeCon, like we met, who we met and all that. Yeah, you go.
Well, no, I was just going to piggyback on that. What started as like, we'll just talk about CrimeCon. I was like, no, let's like use it for a bonus for everyone. We'll give y'all a little recap. There's not a ton because we couldn't go to any sessions. So it's mostly about like who we met, how it was fun, stuff we learned, including 3 cold cases and an update on Paul Fronczak, which Rebecca would do at the end. And we just, wanted to go. We're going to keep it casual, but we are going to tell you about some true crime and some cases that need justice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this isn't replacing the episode this week.
No. You're still getting like your standard episode. This is just a little bonus for everyone. Yeah. What else can we say? Mm-hmm. So it's been, over a month since CrimeCon, since we've been talking about doing this. It's been over a month. It was such a good experience. We will go back.
Oh my God.
We loved meeting the listeners who came and new ones. Some people were just like perusing. We're like, ever heard of us? And they're like, nope. And we're like, good. Here, take some rolling papers. Take
It
whatever.
Revived me. Truth be told, for those we did meet at CrimeCon, y'all might not realize, but I had a panic attack on Thursday night coming in. I have no idea why. I've never had a panic attack before in my life, but my oncologist said that's very typical for people in remission. So badly that I woke Rach up and my husband.
It was like 1 a.m.
1-1. And I was like, and they're like, go to the hospital. And I was like, no, if we go to the hospital, then I will be getting out around 6 a.m. and I will not make it to, CrimeCon, Creators Row. And I was like, I want that day. So
that was after the lorazepam kicked in. She had that thought process. We were going to go to the hospital.
Give me 2 of those lorazepams. And by the time paramedics got there, I was like, it's kind of starting to hit. With your numbers look fine, but we recommend you go to the hospital given you're fresh out of radiation and chemo. And I said, nah, I just want to sleep. And then I woke up feeling fine.
She woke me up. It was so scary. She woke me up. We had just fallen asleep to like the office. It wasn't even like, it wasn't a crazy.
No, we wanted to be fresh and perky for our first
laughing.
CrimeCon.
And then she woke me up. I was like, I can't breathe. It was the scariest. I really don't even want to talk about it. I actually didn't know you were going to mention it, but
just to say that y'all revived me. I felt fine, but I was a little wheezy on that Friday morning. But the moment I met the first people, I was like, oh my God.
Who knew
adrenaline?
Everyone was so nice.
I know. Adrenaline took over and I just loved it.
She was a different person. So a little insight about that. And yeah, y'all, it was just so fun. I loved meeting people. We just have the best listeners. I don't want this to be like a pat on the back the whole time, but we do. We have the best listeners. Everyone else sucks.
Yeah.
And then we met some dope people. Again, our booth neighbors. We were wedged between. We were like on a section with only 3 booths. We were in the middle. One of our neighbors was Weird True Crime, Gina and Amber. Hey. Their husbands were there. We had so much fun.
Oh my
with them.
God,
They
we
were
laughed
great.
so
we laughed
hard,
so much, as did with our other sad neighbors, Forensic Tales, Courtney. I love y'all so much. Y'all can check those out. That was Weird True Crime and Forensic Tales. Awesome.
I know. We had so much fun. And across from us was Generation Y, which those guys are big. You know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was
fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
And then more importantly, a K9 dog was on the other side.
Around the corner.
Around the corner.
K9
and
unit.
That's the most important.
Yeah, and Rebecca got to lift up his jowls and put her nose right in his mouth,
and
so she could get a good whiff of it. If you're new here, and working your way back, you'll get to an episode from a couple of years ago at this point, I think, where we talk about Rebecca's love for dog's breath. So look forward to that. No, you heard me
dog,
right.
The better.
Okay. Don't rewind to make sure you heard me right. I'll just say it again. Rebecca loves the smell of dog's breath.
I think all of y'all do, and you're just not admitting it.
Well, a lot of people after that episode were like, "Oh, I love the smell of my dog's breath." Rebecca does not discriminate. She doesn't have to own the dog. It could be a stranger's dog. It could be a homeless person's dog. She doesn't care. She's lifting the jowl up with permission and putting her nose,
smell,
giving it a good whiff. So, okay, deal with it. We also met. That's where we met and fell in love with Jamie Rice, Murderish host, also host of Bravo's Most Wanted. We did a collab, as you now know. Last week, we launched it. It was a collaboration episode where we talk about Maternal Instinct, the Netflix documentary about that piece of shit redneck, Taylor Parker. Thank you so much. Jamie is badass. And you...
Yeah,
what?
Go on.
And you know why? And you know why? I don't mean to take this over, but I got a lot to say. You know what else makes her badass? She is the reason that we met and hung out with Josh fucking Mankiewicz. Fucking is his middle name. Fucking is his middle name. Josh Mankiewicz.
He's everything Dateline. I hoped. It was a bucket list. I was like, if I get to just shake hands with Josh Mankey, I'm good the whole weekend. Not only did he get to shake hands, had a mini lunch. He had to leave early, so he didn't actually get to eat. But we sat at a table with them, and was it Wolfgang Puck's fucking restaurant or whatever? No, the mean guy and whatever.
Yeah, a restaurant in Caesar's Palace. It was us, Jamie, again of Murders, and Jesse and Andy from Love Murder. We also love them. And Josh Mankiewicz. That was it. That was the group. Not a big lunch. An intimate gathering, if you will.
Intimate gathering that started with Josh saying, okay, between us girls. And I was like, this is when I'm going to love you.
Yeah. And I got to say, he was the nicest. He is so funny. And I noticed, I can't remember if it was on it was on CrimeCon's Instagram. They posted a clip of him because they gave him the key to CrimeCon. They made him the mayor of CrimeCon. So they posted a clip of him like pulling that out or something. And someone commented that they paid for the meet and greet and he was really mean. Let me clarify, because that was the first thing he said when we sat down. That was
what he said following the Between Us ladies. He said, was it I found it such bullshit that I can only talk for like 90 seconds to each person during a meet and then
they're shuffled out.
And then they're shuffled away.
The people organizing or handling the meet and greet like literally push people out. He was like, I feel bad. Like it's really in and out. I have no control over it. So when I saw that comment saying he was kind of rude, I'm like, no. They were forcing. If he was like rushing, that's why, because he doesn't want someone to be whisked out mid sentence. He was very nice. Nice.
He is exactly as I portray him on Dateline. He's funny.
You picture him on Dateline. Yeah. You don't portray anyone on Dateline.
That wasn't the right word at all.
No, it's you don't portray anyone on Dateline. You know?
Yeah, I guess not.
So, but he's how he portrays himself on Dateline.
Anyway, loved it.
Loved it. Another thing we learned about, and our kids are too young for this, so I didn't know about it, but I brought it home and told my friend with the 10-year-old who knew exactly. I was like trying to think of the name of the game. Okay. As we know, screens abound. If you've seen Toy Story 5, you know this is an ongoing thing. Kids are on screens playing on.
Wow, what does Toy Story 5 have to do with it?
Like the regular old school toys fighting with the new iPad that she gets.
Oh, that's
it's
funny.
really cute. Okay.
Cute.
So they're online, they're playing video games. Great. I mean, not great, but it is what it is.
Right.
There's this game called Roblox. Chris Hansen did a documentary about it.
Wait, Roblox, spell it?
Roblox, Roblox.
Okay.
I was literally talking to my friend. I was like, there's a game that like is a predator's hunting ground. And my friend's like, Roblox. I was like, yes, it is.
Okay.
So Chris Hansen was there talking about this, promoting the documentary. And I guess it's a game where it kind of looks like Minecraft, which my kids have played. And actually, I'll tell you, after CrimeCon, my son Charlie asked if he could get Roblox. And I said, absolutely not. How do you even know what that is?
Hey, Charlie, fuck no.
I said,
what she said.
I will sooner die. But don't ever say the name of that game again. Don't ever say it again.
See, when they were telling us at CrimeCon, I thought they were saying Roadblocks. Okay, now this makes sense. Just describe it to me. Go.
Okay, I'm guessing it's like robot blocks. So it's Roblox. It's just an interactive game where you can build, it looks innocent, but I guess you can chat with players online, send messages, whatever. And so these sick fucks use it to groom and exploit children. And we couldn't go to Chris Hansen's session on this. So I looked into it. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. So one of these victims, so you can message, so people, adults get on there, pretend to be kids, and then exploit kids, groom kids.
And then Chris Hansen walks in and fucking annihilates them.
Yeah. So one of these victims, though, actually, no, a YouTuber who goes by the name Schlepp, his real name's Michael Schlepp, he exposed what happened to him. He was a victim of this. He was 12, being groomed on Roblox. And it said being groomed on the platform by a developer. I don't know if it means a developer of this stupid fucking game.
Oh, it has to be.
But I kind of think it does.
Yeah. But then it doesn't mean like a real estate developer, surely.
No, by an actual, I believe, someone working or creating this game.
Starts from the top.
Starts from the top. And his mom actually, obviously, like jumped in, figured out what was going on, reported it. They didn't do anything about it, but that's okay because he becomes an advocate. And he decided to expose the dangers of this game by launching into like a Chris Hansen type operation. He picked it back up, started playing Roblox again, posing as a kid. He's an adult. And he wanted to find, he called it like a predator hunter or something.
Yeah.
He was going to find and expose these fuckers. And as a result, 6 arrests were made.
Holy shit.
And you know what Roblox did?
Shut down and apologize and said, we will never open up again?
Permanently banned him from the game.
Are you fucking
He could have probably gotten way more people arrested, but no, they caught on, obviously, because arrests were made, and permanently banned him from the game.
Oh, how many times is Roblox in the Epstein files?
I think there's so many lawsuits going on. There's another YouTuber who's a huge advocate for getting Roblox the hell out of here. His name is Ruben Sim. He's got a lot to say. There's a change.org petition to remove the CEO and creator who doesn't give a shit about the welfare of children.
Right.
His name is David.
Harvey Weinstein.
His name is yes. David Epstein. I'm just kidding. His name is David Baszucki. Baszucki. Allegedly doesn't care about the welfare of children. Allegedly, whatever.
Okay.
So there's a change.org petition.
Link it. We're going to link it.
We'll link it. But if you type in like remove David, look up the CEO of Roblox. His name is Baszucki. It's so fucking ridiculous. There's a whole Chris Hansen's documentary I've not watched, but I'm sure it's even more infuriating.
Ew.
Blocked the guy that was like
Making an impact,
seeking out, getting the weirdos, the predators, the pieces of shit off your platform, and you block him because it was working. What's wrong with you? And like this CEO will come out and say, like, if you don't feel like it's safe, then don't let your kids play it.
Okay.
Like, okay.
Have fun in court when you're getting sued left and right.
It's all over. If you type in Roblox controversy or Roblox safety or Roblox whatever, please.
Okay.
Articles abound.
Okay.
So if your kid plays it,
that
go delete it.
Me.
Oh, you know. Yes. So anyway. So that was an important thing we learned at CrimeCon. And the important people we met at CrimeCon and a few other important people we met, I'm going to get into now because I'm going to talk about a couple of cold cases we learned about. First, I'm telling you about Allie Lowitzer. Allie, we met Allie's mom, Joanne, at CrimeCon. She had a booth. She was so sweet.
So sweet.
Allie Lowitzer was a 16-year-old living in Spring, Texas. She was very active. She played softball. She was a Girl Scout. She sang in choir. She loved art. On April 26, 2010, she went to school as normal at Spring High School. Typical day by all accounts, nothing unusual. She wasn't acting weird, whatever. After school, she got on the bus to go home and called her mom to ask if she could walk the short quarter mile from the bus stop to her job at the Burger Barn to pick up a paycheck. And at first, her mom, Joanne, was hesitant because she'd never made that walk by herself before. And it was in the opposite direction of their house. But Allie was begging her. And, you know, eventually Joanne was like, yeah, that's fine. And again, I was like 16. We were walking by ourselves to and from school, probably about that distance when we were literally in first grade.
Yeah.
I know it's a different time. Everything's different. But still, 16, I was like, oh, I wouldn't have even questioned it.
Yeah, absolutely not. No.
But sadly, now, of course, it like brings her to tears that she said yes. Allie never made it to the Burger Barn and was never seen again. The high school security cameras show Allie leaving school around 2:25 p.m., which is her normal time. Then CCTV shows her getting off the bus with a handful of other kids. Two of the boys who got off at the same time walked in the same direction, but said Allie kind of lagged behind them because she was texting. So again, normal. And they were thought to be the last two to see her, really.
Yeah.
But actually this year, literally a few weeks ago, Joanne and her friend were at her kitchen table putting material together for...
Joanne's her mom.
Joanne's her mom. They were putting material together for CrimeCon, for the booth.
Yeah.
You know how they're handing stuff out? Her friend was over there helping her. They were talking about the case, and Joanne mentioned that as far as she knows, those two boys were the last ones to see Allie, and the friend was like, well, no, my sister, Susie, was the last one to see her.
What?
And Joanne was like, what?
Oh, she didn't tell us this part. Okay, wait.
No.
Okay.
So this was I found an interview she did, again, right after CrimeCon.
Oh, okay.
So she was like, no, what are you talking about? And her friend was like, no, we told you that.
Oh,
we told you that 16 years ago. And Joanne was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And she even called Allie's dad, who they're not together anymore. She called Allie's dad, who also said, I've never heard that before in my life. So it's not a huge break, but it fills in the timeline a little. She said that her sister Susie saw Allie walking the route she would have been walking if she were going from the bus stop to Burger Barn. She was walking that direction, and it was right in front of a daycare on that route that they didn't even know if it's like a little shopping center. They didn't even know if Allie made it that far. Yeah.
So that's helpful. Okay.
So that was helpful. So it's not huge, but she did make it that far.
Yeah.
And I'll get back to that in a second. But so the day she disappeared, Joanne came home from work around 5:30. Allie wasn't home, but she wasn't that concerned because Allie did mention that while she was there getting her paycheck, she was going to see if she could pick up a couple of hours to work a little bit, make money. So Joanne figured that ended up working out, and that's what she was doing. And she would pick her up at Burger Barn when it closed at 9 p.m. Just in case, Joanne did text Allie to make sure that's the plan. Like, hey, you got hours. Am I picking you up at 9? But Allie didn't answer. After a while, Joanne got more concerned and sent another text. She didn't want to call her and interrupt work. And again, she got no response. So she drove to the Burger Barn just before 9 p.m. and her heart stopped when she saw that it was already closed, lights off, doors locked, nobody there.
God.
Joanne immediately contacted Allie's dad, John, and other family members. Nobody had seen or talked to her. So they called her friends and drove by the friends' houses, like knocked on doors to see if she was there. Nope.
Was the sister who saw her, were the two boys still in the...
She said she doesn't remember, seeing anyone around her.
Okay.
A man following her.
Okay.
But she doesn't remember seeing any of that. So she wasn't at any of her friends' house. And it's, again, not like her. She usually is always in touch if plans change or what she's doing.
She called to ask permission to walk a quarter of a mile when she's 16 years old. Yeah, she was a good girl. She wasn't going to run away.
Right. Actually, good point, because she left school at 2:25. She got off that school bus at like 2:50, right before 3. Her mom didn't get home till 5:30. She could have just gone and not told her.
Right.
And come right back.
That's what,
like
Rachel
that. She's
Rapp
good.
done. Yeah,
sure. She was good. Like this, she wouldn't do this. They looked for 4 hours and finally called police and reported her missing that night. Police officers came to their house and briefly looked in Allie's room before telling the Lowitzers to call them if she hadn't come home by tomorrow morning.
Oh my God. She's 16, for God's sakes.
I know. Right. Of course they're up all night. They're like, oh, okay. Well, I guess
night.
we'll get some shut eye. Like, what? Obviously they're up all night. And the next morning, no Allie. Mm-hmm. So the police questioned the students who saw her on the bus and getting off of it. They questioned employees at Burger Barn who told them Allie never came there the night before. But ultimately, police said there's no proof of a crime and she's classified as a runaway. Duh.
Oh, my God.
The Lowitzers pleaded with them to reconsider, saying she did not run away. There are several reasons for this. First of all, Allie was always on her phone texting. Always. She averaged, this is real, she averaged 4,000 texts per month.
Wait.
That's 130 a day.
Oh, my God.
Yet at 3 p.m. that day.
What were her final texts?
Okay, so at 3 p.m. that day, shortly after getting off the bus, her phone is radio silent. Nothing.
But the people who saw her with the guys behind her said she was kind of lagging behind because she was texting.
She was texting.
Okay, and
so she had her phone.
Okay.
But then after at 3 p.m., no ping, no activity, nothing.
Oh, she got off at 2:25. Okay.
No, she left school at 2:25. Okay. Her last text was at 2:57.
Okay.
And then it was to a friend, and I don't know what it said, but I don't think it was anything crazy.
Significant, yeah.
Yeah. And then 3 minutes later, nothing. Radio silent. And it's been nothing ever since. Was it disabled? Was it turned off? Destroyed? We don't know. In Allie's room was her phone charger, so it could have died, but it sounded like she didn't let that happen.
Really. 130 texts a day.
Yeah.
Well, my phone would be dying if I didn't have my charger. If
I know,
the charger was in her room, it was probably.
I think it was pretty standard that it was in her room, so I don't think she would let her phone die. Maybe she had one in her locker. Who knows?
I know, but she probably charged it every night while going to bed since she did
I know, but maybe she had one in her locker, I'm saying, and charged it. I don't know. It could have died. No, it could have died, but then she would just keep on walking, get her check, and then walk home and charge it. So obviously something happened.
Yeah. Yes.
And so in addition, her phone charger was in her room, but there was also her clothes, her makeup, money, jewelry, other items that they said Allie definitely would have taken with her. Mm-hmm. She never picked up the paycheck. If you were going to run away, you would get that check. You need that money. Mm-hmm. She was also a big homebody. She had a lot of friends, but preferred that they come to her house. She loved being in her room. That was her happy place. She always did art in there. There was no reason to run away. She loved being at home. Mm-hmm. Lastly, she had plans in the near future and was excited. She was planning her best friend's birthday. It was an Alice in Wonderland themed birthday party. She was getting all set up for that.
Right.
And her friends were like, nothing weird was going on. She didn't have
it's not the runaway thing. Next.
It's not. So they tell the police all this, and the police are like, I heard, run away. So they enlisted the help of the Laura Recovery Center, which is a nonprofit.
They're like, Alice in Wonderland, she was on acid. She just,
right. Actually, I know. I was like, that shows you how young spirited she was. And Alice in her and her friends loved Alice in Wonderland. That's so cute. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they probably did chalk it up to, that's a pretty weird fucking animation.
Oh, that is so fucking sad. How it's really quickly sad. It turns where one decision, maybe I'll go get the check tomorrow. or maybe she was late for the bus. All of this would have just determined her, like would have.
I know. It's
God,
sad. But you never know.
changed
A
her
quarter
life.
of a mile walk
No, I know. That's
in
what
a
I'm
small
saying.
town where you're from, born and raised, and know it well, and you're 16. Like,
I know.
I would have
that's
never
even
even
weirder. That's like
exactly.
one small little change could have affected her entire life and everyone around her. Like, God, that is so good. What if it rained that day? And she was like, no, I'm not walking that. Just this, like, what a rare opportunity that some predator sees this girl walking 300 feet and takes her. God. What
and
the fuck?
I get to it in a second, but it seemed like a busy area. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah. If there was a shopping center, everything too, like within that quarter of a mile.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? How did this?
And there was surveillance. Well, I'm about to talk about it. And I was just going to pause and say, I feel like I just like went a mile a minute through that. I'll calm down. I'm just like really eager. I've been working on these for a long time. Over a month.
Yeah. As you know.
So I'll chill.
And her mom also said that she had a big following on TikTok, but then she was banned or something.
Yeah.
And it like ruined all her followers. So she was trying to rebuild it. And so she can go on live, what do you mean?
On TikTok.
Let me go to her actually, because we started following her.
We did follow her. And while she's looking that up, I'll tell you that Allie's, and I'm not done with Allie's story. I'm almost done, but because there's not much, because it has not been widely reported on. But Allie's name is Ali, and then Lowitzer, Lowitzer.
And her mom's TikTok is Hope for Ali, Ali.
Yeah. But since they weren't getting any help from the police, really, I mean, they determined that the 16-year-old ran away, and that was fine for them. They enlisted the help of the Laura Recovery Center, which is a nonprofit out of Friendswood, Texas, that help families organize volunteer searches in the crucial first hours of an abduction.
Mm-hmm.
It was established by Bob and Gay Smither, whose 12-year-old daughter, Laura Kate, was kidnapped and murdered in 1997.
Oh.
Her body was found near a pond 12 miles away, and it wasn't solved until 2016 when serial killer and rapist William Reese confessed.
Mm.
He's in prison for a bunch of other murders and rapes.
Texas Equisearch looked for Ali too.
She developed, they sound very similar. The Lowitzers developed a relationship with Laura Recovery Center. So in the following weeks, the Laura Recovery Center organized searches, hung flyers, all of it. They had dogs, ATVs, alert systems, boats, everything. But there has not been a trace of Ali for 16 years, and her family wants more exposure to her case. There's also a gas station near the daycare where the daycare is, a little bit across the street. And back then they got security footage from that gas station, but investigators lost it, and they still don't have it.
What?
Joanne saw it back then, apparently, and said Ali wasn't seen in the footage. But again, it was across the street, and I think down a little from this daycare. But she's like, now that we know that someone saw her right near that area, maybe there's a guy walking in it that we discounted before, or a car that could be helpful at the time that we now know she was last seen. Like, but we don't know where that footage is.
They lost it.
Mm-hmm.
Any funny cops over there in Spring, Texas? Any fishy, corrupt?
Well, it's also a small town. I don't know if I don't know.
Yeah.
They lost it. But Spring, Texas, and if anyone has information, you need to call Harris County Sheriff's Office at 713-967-5810. And again, it's Ali Lowitzer. Mm-hmm. Her mom is so sweet.
So sweet. Go follow her on TikTok too. She has about 1,500 followers right now. But she said that she had such a big following. I can't remember the exact number. Hope for Ali. All one user handle.
Mm-hmm.
ALI.
Y'all know how TikTok works.
Y'all know how TikTok works, right? Wow. So sad. And speaking of TikTok,
maybe you've come across Nikki Wasilishin. Nikki is the daughter of Stephanie Wasilishin out of Arizona.
Her handle is Poppy Killed Mommy.
And that's her podcast. Okay, so we first found out about this case through TikTok like over a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
and were in contact with Nikki, her daughter, the victim's daughter. She's been pushing to get her mom's story out there and get justice. And we met her at CrimeCon. Finally, she's badass. She is a true badass. And again, she has a podcast about her mom's case called Poppy Killed Mommy. This is awful. Okay. So in 1993, Stephanie Wasilishin was a 32-year-old pastry chef working at the same restaurant as her longtime boyfriend of I think 6.5 years, Russell Peterson. They were living in Sedona, Arizona with Stephanie's 2 young daughters, Nikki, who was 10. That's who we met. She was 10 years old at the time. And Nikki's little sister, Christina, who was 3 years old at the time. Christina, the youngest, was Russell and Stephanie's daughter together. Nikki's dad was from a previous relationship. So, just so you know, neither here nor there, but yeah.
Right.
Russell and Stephanie's relationship was not good. Very volatile. Russell was drinking a lot. They'd fight. There was some infidelity. Stephanie was very unhappy with him and just everything, just wanted to leave him. But she was scared to because of Christina. They had a daughter together.
Right.
So now for the night of the crime, I'm going to switch to Nikki's point of view.
10 years old.
10 years old.
Oh.
On July 9th, 1993, 10-year-old Nikki was awoken just before 2 a.m. by a police officer shining his flashlight into her eyes. She got out and the officer rushed her out of the front door and into a patrol car where 3-year-old Christina was already waiting. Christina looked at Nikki and kept saying, "Poppy killed mommy." She said it over and over again.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know that.
A few minutes before this, about 20 minutes before this, at 1:40 a.m., Russell had called 911 in a panic, telling them that he and Stephanie were arguing and she's been shot. That's what he says. Me and my girlfriend were fighting and she's been shot. And the dispatcher asked who shot her. And he says, she might have shot herself.
What? Okay. So you did, sir.
Police rushed to the house and Stephanie was found on their bedroom floor dead.
He was probably in a blackout state and was like, what happened? Maybe I shot her.
Well, that's the theme of his entire questioning. Okay, so during a police interview, Russell told them that he had come home from work around 11 p.m. He was a chef, so he works late. And he and Stephanie were sitting on the couch drinking a bottle of wine. Stephanie told him about a 2-hour phone call she had with her ex, Nikki's dad, and how they had a very nice conversation. Like even Nikki notes in her podcast, if they had to talk, it was about, her, and it was a couple of minutes, goodbye.
Yeah.
But this one was really long. I guess her dad's new girlfriend and he had just broken up. So he was, they just wanted to talk. Yeah. She was very unhappy. She had a really bad day. Everyone notes that day was terrible for her. She was pretty drunk, admittedly.
Yeah.
So they talked for 2 hours. It was a nice conversation. No big deal. But then as she's talking to Russell, things get heated when he tells her about a business trip he was going on for 2 weeks. It was like a culinary class that he was accepted to.
Great. Bye.
Stephanie had been feeling rejected anyway, though, because Russell worked all the time. She said he was married to his work.
Yeah. Dating a chef would not be easy.
Yeah. And she's a pastry chef, which I imagine she's working real early in the morning and he's working until real late at night. So this had been an ongoing thing. He's working way too much. He's like neglecting her. And then it got intense. According to Russell, Stephanie went to the bedroom, and Stephanie sometimes went by Stacy. So it goes, I think legally she's Stephanie, but her friends call her Stacy. Anyway.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I don't know if Stacy is short for Stephanie ever, but she
Not
went
usually. I don't think so.
I don't
but
think.
Yeah.
But so that's why I don't want people to be like, you got her name wrong. No,
Right.
Her name's Stephanie. But again, she went by Stacy sometimes. He said that she went to the bedroom and came back out with a gun in her hand. She points it at him and tells him she's going to kill him. She shot and missed. Then there was a struggle over the gun and they ended up in the bedroom. Next thing he knew, he heard a pop and Stephanie drops to the floor. Okay. It happened so fast. He couldn't remember exactly what happened, who pulled the trigger, but he said afterwards he got the gun, put it back in the closet in the holster where it belonged, then thought to himself, no, that's stupid. That's going to make me look like I'm cleaning up. So then he put it back where it fell on the floor and then called 911.
No. I reject that.
Very bizarre.
I reject that, but okay.
Well, I don't reject it. I think that a version of that must have happened because during the commotion, before the cops were called, little Christina, 3-year-old Christina, woke up and went to the bedroom. I got the gunshot woke her up.
Mm-hmm.
But there were two, but something woke her up. Obviously, it was loud fighting, small house.
Right. Little ears ringing, I'm sure.
Yeah. When cops came, she told them again, Poppy killed mommy. Repeatedly. In an interview, in Nikki's podcast, she says she has the interview tape of her little sister talking to police. She says it 13 times. Poppy killed mommy. 13 times.
My heart over that audio. Holy shit.
She also told police that she saw him do it.
Yeah.
But then later in the interview, and there's a little, she goes into more detail about how they interviewed the kids.
Yeah.
Not good practices, but nonetheless, later in the interview, Christina says, well, I didn't see him shoot her, but I saw her lying on the ground with blood. Like he saw the aftermath. Yeah. And she saw him walking back out of the closet with the gun and put it back on the floor.
I believe he did that, but I don't believe his thought process was like, I don't know what just happened. Oh, wait.
Let me clean this up. Right. Let me put this back.
I think he knew exactly what he was doing. And then was like, oh shit, I don't want to look like I'm cleaning up, whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. So the kid saw her do that. An autopsy showed that Stephanie had been shot in the neck. Weird things. Here are the weird things about this from the investigation. Russell was very hard to get in touch with during the investigation. He wouldn't answer.
What?
He'd cancel appointments. He moved and told the detectives he'd give them his new phone number when he got it. Never did. Okay. He was dodging them.
Yeah.
Investigators found that Stephanie had gunshot residue on her left hand, which is weird because she was right-handed.
Okay. She was trying to get it away from him.
The medical examiner said just that. He said he believed Stephanie was actually in a defensive position based on how the gunshot residue was on her left palm.
Right.
How it was positioned. And Russell also had gunshot residue on him, but it was technically inconclusive because he admits he did pick up the gun afterwards. He had operated the gun before. They were in the quote unquote struggle close together when it went off. So yeah, he was like, yeah, I have gunshot residue all over me. I'm sure of it.
Right. But what that tells me is that when she quote came out of the bedroom with the gun and fired and missed him, that's a lie. She would have fired with her right hand.
Exactly.
Not her left.
That is one of the points
right there. I'm like, okay, you're lying about that because she wouldn't have used her left hand. So this whole thing is bullshit.
Exactly.
Not credible. I'm getting heated.
Oh my God. On her right hand, 0 traces of gunshot residue. I'm like,
so he's lying from the jump.
Why the hell would she come out and aim it with her left hand?
Yeah. He's lying from the jump. Let's get him.
I don't know.
Is he dead?
No.
Okay.
There's more. Not that I know of. But he's not talking. Anyway. There's more. So he refuses the polygraph.
What state are they in? I forget.
Arizona.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
And they were in Sedona, but Maricopa County took it over. And I've got to tell you, we've had some episodes on here where Maricopa County is a 4-letter word.
What is it?
Well, I mean, obviously there are good and bad cops, but they don't have a good reputation. Look at the Ryan Waller episode. I'll say that right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, they actually do seem to at first be on this one, and then it kind of tapers off. So anyway, I'm still going through the weird, like, sorry, this is pointing to a not what you're saying it is.
Yeah.
He refused the polygraph. That's not a weird thing to me. I'm sorry. I wouldn't take it, but he didn't refuse one and then canceled it and then said, never mind, I'm not taking it. Over the course of 4 interviews, Russell's account of the night changed between there was a struggle and what I told you just happened, and somehow it went off. We don't know who fired it, but it just happened. It was an accident. Oh no, she drops. That's all I know. It happened so fast. And no, she killed herself. His final story was that she had the gun, came out, shot him. That never changes. Shot at him, missed, and then turned the gun on herself. There was no struggle. He watched her do it from a distance. That's his final story.
Her neck, huh? Killed
He
herself in the
refused to
neck.
do. Thank you. At this point, after all the dodging, they sit him down, and I've heard this from Poppy Killed Mommy podcast. Again, that's her daughter. She has all the tapes.
And with her left hand again.
Yeah.
She really wanted to make this look like a murder, huh?
Yeah. So they ask him to do a reenactment of it. They say to him in those tapes, we're like trying to help you out as much as you can, as much as we can, for you to prove this was an accident. And you're dodging us. You're not returning phone calls. You won't do a polygraph. You keep canceling appointments. You keep canceling these meetings. We want you to do a reenactment of that night so we can help you prove that this is possible. Yeah. And he refuses. He says no, he's not going to do one. So they do one. They're like, fine, we'll do one.
Yeah. We don't need you. We have science. So fuck off.
Right. But also, if what you're saying happened, we can prove it.
Right.
Tell us exactly what happened.
Or the ballistics will. Either way, you just let us know.
Yeah. So he said no. So they did it themselves. They had a woman of similar size, right-handed, attempt to use a 44 Magnum revolver, which is what it was, with her left hand and pull the trigger and see if it would make, in the simulation, make the bullet enter at the angle it entered, because it was kind of at an angle.
So this was a dummy, right?
Oh my God, I know. Don't worry. I'm pretty sure this gun wasn't loaded at this. Can you imagine? They're like, okay, we have a big ass.
Yeah. You're going to have to really take one for the team here.
You're really going to have to do it for us.
Okay.
But no, this is a real woman. It just wasn't loaded, and they could simulate how the bullet would go, I guess. I don't know.
I would sooner get a dummy and let's pull the real trip.
No, but she has to hold it and do it herself.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I'll get a robot. I don't know.
Go. A robot.
A robot.
Wow. No, I think they just got a real human being, same size, stature, everything is Stephanie.
And they just
didn't load the gun.
Okay. I would still hate to be. I'd be like, I know the gun's not loaded.
I would say, y'all do it first. Everyone do it first 50 times before I do it.
I wouldn't like that.
So she did it. She could not pull the trigger. Like, it was hard. I guess these triggers are hard. I learned through this that there are like single action guns and double action guns. Single action, Barrett would be so proud, is when you pull the trigger and it cocks and fires at the same time. Double action, you have to cock it, then fire it. I think this was a double action. So she'd have to cock it with one hand and then with the same hand pull the trigger. And this isn't her dominant hand. So the woman simulating it could not do it.
Yeah.
They then reenacted it with a struggle, and then it could happen.
Oh, okay. Because he did it. Yeah.
Yeah. So they were like, this is the facts. Like, she could not have done it on her own. We tried. And then also we could do it with a struggle. And also your story keeps changing. You saw her from a distance do it to herself.
Also, you're being the most unhelpful.
Yeah. He says he changed his story due to trauma or wishful thinking. You like hoping she killed herself and that he didn't do it, and like the struggle by accident. But he maintains he didn't do it on purpose. If he pulled the trigger, he didn't know he did. He didn't mean to. Okay. This is the weirdest to me. This is the most damning.
Oh, okay, go.
To me. Other than, she didn't do it.
Poppy killed mommy 13 times. But
yeah, other than that. Phone records showed that a call was made from their house at 1:36 a.m. It was to Russell's dad. And it lasted a minute. And then the 911 call was placed 3 minutes later at 1:40 a.m. So he called his dad before he called 911. That call has never been investigated. It's not even in the police report. I have a 200-page police report. It's not in the police report. Nikki has it from, I believe, an unredacted police report that her aunt gave her.
Oh, she may have emailed that to us.
She did. She emailed us the redacted one. In the podcast, she says, I got the unredacted ones from my Aunt Wendy, and he called his dad 4 minutes before he called 911, and the call lasted, I think, a little more than a minute. And then afterwards, he hung up, spent 3 minutes doing God knows what, and then called 911 at 1:40. That call has never been questioned, never been investigated.
Okay.
That is bizarre.
No, it's bizarre. But I recently heard this.
Okay.
And it was actually on Small Town Murder.
Okay.
That majority of people, if they're calling 911, they're freaking out so bad they call someone they're comfortable with, someone familiar. They want to hear a familiar voice immediately first. James has been that person. James said
Oh,
someone has called
really?
me saying like,
James is the host, one of the
is the
hosts of
host of-
Small Town Murder.
yeah, the main host. And
Yeah, the storyteller.
he has been called when a mutual friend was lying dead on the floor. And he had to be
What?
like, call 911. And he's like, oh,
shit.
okay. So apparently, I got goosebumps. But apparently that's not as uncommon as you think. I would think it would happen when you're younger. Because I feel like James was like in his 20s, like when you're a little like scattered, you don't know what to do. And by the way, you just found him. It wasn't an act. Like,
Yeah.
if you,
well, they're 31 and 32 at this point.
Okay.
So they're young, but
so it's apparently not as uncommon as you think. When someone's like more than likely dead already,
yeah,
they like just want to hear a familiar, comfortable voice first. And
that's
for
fair.
them to be like, call 911. You need to call the police.
That's fair.
Now,
why
if
was
she was
it
still
not
breathing,
investigated?
Oh, I don't know.
Investigated.
That's what I'm. Yeah, that's.
They
a
don't
big
even
question.
ask him.
But if she were still breathing and he calls his dad first, I'd be like, no, like that would be weird because
Yeah.
like, she's savable. Go. There's hope.
Well, the cops told him.
Yeah.
She was dead. So I don't know if he realized she was dead or not. When he's on the phone with 911, they try to walk him through CPR. Who knows if he ever actually tried it. But so he rolled her over, and I think that's when he realized she was probably dead or not responding. I don't know. So I don't think he claims he didn't know if she was dead or not. That is the weirdest thing to me, that they wouldn't investigate that.
Not
made a
investigating
call.
that is weird.
And all this panic, you're freaking out, your girlfriend, wife, partner drops dead after you don't know what happened, but a gun's involved, and you call your dad. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah, I know.
Especially even what you say is valid, but again, investigate it. I read it. There's questioning them and listen to some of it on the podcast. I haven't listened to every single word or read every single word, but I'm like, you don't even mention that?
Right.
That's crazy. Anyway.
Right.
Her family obviously challenges everything he says happened. First of all, Stephanie's mom and sister told investigators Stephanie confided in them that Russell was physically and emotionally abusive, and she was planning her exit. She was planning on leaving him for good.
Yeah.
They also said that Stephanie hated guns. She was scared to death of guns. She never wanted it in the house. She would have never picked up a gun.
Right. Yeah.
And any story he tells, he says she fired the gun at him. And where he says this happened means he would have been standing in front of Nikki's bedroom door. So her mom would be firing a gun towards her daughter's room. No way.
Was there a bullet hole?
Yeah. But the bullet hole, I have a question about that, because the bullet hole was found, it says in the police report, in the wall between the front door and the window. And you can see this house. There's a front door, and to the right of it from the outside is a window. And Nikki's bedroom was converted to the garage, which was to the left of the front door. So I'm kind of confused about that part. But there was a bullet hole through, like, right by the front window. There's even a bullet hole through the curtain. Like, it was that close to the window. So a shot was fired before the one that went into her neck.
Yeah.
But so in his version of it, she would have somehow been firing towards Nikki's room, which never would have happened. Everyone said her daughters were everything to her. She was the most doting mom. Even an ex-husband came forward, not Nikki or Christina's dad, or, Russell's Christina's dad, but not Nikki's dad, was like, no, her kids were everything to her.
Obviously,
she would never fire a gun in the first place.
If she was scared of guns, was it her gun? Like, did she keep one in the...
Okay. No. She hated guns. It was his.
It was his.
Yeah. Okay. So several points on that. She would never fire a gun in the first place. Again, hated them. Definitely not with her two kids in the house, and definitely not towards one of their rooms. And they also say that's the argument for she did not kill herself. She loved her kids. She would have never left her kids. Yeah. There was the gunshot in the living room. So it was fired. But again, why would she come out, fire it using her left hand?
No, she wouldn't.
Zero gunshot powder on her, or gunpowder on her right hand. Zero.
So no. I admittedly have not listened to Poppy Kill Mommy podcast. I've seen her TikToks. It's her whole podcast being like, let's get justice and go arrest Russell.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She says she's very vocal about we believe that he killed her in a domestic violence. He's saying he may have, but it was an accident. If he did, it was an accident.
God.
So Nikki then says
That's still you're still in trouble. You
That's-
don't get to
okay.
say oopsie and then you're free.
that's what I'm like. It doesn't have to be a capital murder charge, but
No.
nothing.
Nothing. I know people who've gone to
Nothing?
jail who've killed in car wrecks. Like I know
You're
that,
right.
and I know accidents happen. But like
Right.
it's something.
It's something. So another thing, the last point that was strange from the family, Nikki said Russell was put into the same cop car as her and Christina after the shooting. And he gave her a huge hug and said, "I'm so sorry. I love you. I want to keep the family together." She said she knew right then something's off. She said he was never affectionate. He did not say, "I love you" to her. He seems to have like kind of ignored her, never
Yeah.
touched her, let alone like embraced her. Like she said from then, she was like, this is like a different, what is happening?
Huh.
It was weird. And
That's
he said, "I
weird.
want to keep the family together." And she's like,
You're not my family. Get out of
no.
here.
So with
Wow.
all this, her death is ruled a homicide. They
What?
told him in the tapes, you can hear, they say, "We've determined there's not a chance she killed herself. She did not do this herself. Not a chance. It's definitely a homicide. It's officially ruled on the report as a homicide, yet no charges have ever been filed."
That is so bizarre.
Isn't that so crazy?
Oh.
Last I've heard, he is still alive, but he does like, there's a bunch of articles on this where they end it with like, "We reached out to him for comment. He doesn't talk to anyone. He won't talk to anyone about it." That's all we know. But
wow.
for a huge deep dive, listen to her daughter Nikki's podcast. Again, it's Poppy Killed Mommy. She just wants justice.
P-A-P-I.
Yeah, PAPI. Killed MOMMY. It's a sad story. She is awesome though. We met her.
She is
Her
awesome.
booth was near ours too.
Yeah.
And she's a badass, and she just wants answers
Yeah.
before it's too late. I mean, God,
Right.
that was 93. He was 31. You know,
God
he's
knows.
getting old.
Yeah. Wow.
Now, y'all, this next one is on Melissa Casias. This has an update. Okay, I believe we got this from our neighboring booth, Weird True Crime.
Yeah.
This is the disappearance of Melissa Casias. And right after CrimeCon, I went to write up her story. And the day after CrimeCon ended, June 1st, 2026, it was announced that she was found.
Oh my God.
And now the updates have not stopped. So this started as like a short, we don't know what happened, to like every day I've added new information. It is
Hell yeah.
crazy. Actually, let me see if there's anything today. I'm going to do it right now. 4 hours ago, but I already had that one. Thank you.
Oh
4
my
hours
God.
ago.
Okay.
4 hours ago. I'll tell you, LA Magazine, damn, y'all are on it.
You're on it, man.
Especially Lauren Conlon. I'll talk about her in a minute. Anyway, so I was like, oh my God. It was like, whatever, found, missing for over a year or almost a year. Anyway, so I'm gonna start with her story, and I'm just mystified by the whole thing. Melissa Casias was a 53-year-old living with her husband Mark and their daughter Sierra in Ranchos de Taos, New Mexico. She and her husband Mark both worked at the Los Alamos National Laboratory, which is where leading defensive nuclear research is conducted and where the world's first atomic weapons were developed during World War II.
Ooh.
Some people with really very high security knowledge work at this facility.
Yeah,
this
a very important job.
These are very important people.
Oh,
highly sensitive information, I should say. You know, y'all get what I'm saying. Anyway, on June 26, 2025, a year ago, just over a year ago, at about 6:15 a.m., Melissa and Mark drove to work together, but Melissa forgot her badge, which is needed for security clearance.
Yeah.
And the only way she could actually get into her building or her office. So she dropped Mark off and decided she'd just work from home that day because it was over an hour commute. So it's not like she could run and get it and come home easily, whatever. So she told Mark she'd be back later to pick him up. She got back home around 7:45 a.m. Their daughter, Sierra, had just woken up and confirmed she was there. Her and her mom talked. Everything was fine. Nothing
How
was
old,
weird.
Sierra?
I believe she's 18 at 17 or 18 at this point. But yeah, Sierra said she seemed fine. Nothing was weird. Sierra left for work at a cafe in Taos, New Mexico, nearby. And at around 12:30 p.m., Melissa stopped by the cafe to bring Sierra lunch. They talked for a little bit. Still, again, everything was fine. Sierra gave her mom her paycheck and asked her to go deposit it for her at the bank. And Melissa said, sure. And she left the cafe right before 1 p.m. So she was there for like 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Around 1:30 p.m., Sierra got a text from her dad, Mark, saying he was trying to get in touch with Melissa because he needed a ride home, but she wasn't answering. And her boss confirmed to Mark that she had not been working that morning.
Oh.
So he was asking Sierra, like, have you talked to your mom? And Sierra said, yeah, she was just in here a little while ago. So Mark asked Sierra to try to contact her. Again, Sierra's at work at a cafe and it's like 1:30, so it's lunch rush. So she quickly screenshot her dad's message and just texted it to her mom.
Yeah.
She didn't get a reply, but Melissa had her read receipts on and it showed that she read it.
Oh, okay.
So she told her dad that she hasn't responded, but she read the text. So I got to like focus.
Yeah.
She went on about her shift, and an hour later, Sierra got a more frantic phone call from Mark saying he still has not heard from Melissa. And by now it's like 2:30, lunch rush is over. So she texted her mom saying, hey, dad's freaking out. Why haven't you answered? This time it didn't even go through.
Ooh, that is chilling.
It gets really weird. Sierra got off work at 3:30, and when she got home, the front door was locked. Her mom's car was parked outside in the driveway where it usually is. So she uses her keys, gets inside, and finds Melissa's house keys and car keys. Her wallet, her work cell phone, and her personal cell phone are all there, and both phones have been factory reset.
Ooh, holy shit.
No sign of Melissa. She's not there. Also, the paycheck Sierra gave Melissa to go deposit is right there. It's at the house.
Okay.
A coworker brought Mark home, and he reported Melissa missing at 5 p.m. Word spread fast about her disappearance, and just before 10 p.m. that night, her niece Sierra's cousin, received a call from a friend who heard about the disappearance and said he saw Melissa that day.
Okay, friend.
He told her that around 2:15 p.m. that day, he pulled into a parking lot on Highway 518 to eat a sandwich and make a phone call when a woman who looked like Melissa walked by. He like kind of knew their family. He didn't know her well enough to be like, hey, come here. What are you doing?
Uh-huh.
He was like, oh, that could be Melissa Casias. He saw her walk by. She was walking along the highway in the opposite direction of their house. He didn't think much of it, so he finished his lunch and kept driving when he saw her again. And this time, there was a blue truck seemingly following her. Like
on the highway?
Yeah.
What do you mean following her?
I don't know.
Going very slow on the highway?
Maybe.
This woman?
Maybe.
Huh.
Maybe.
This is weird. He's at a diner off.
No, not a diner. He like pulled off the highway.
Oh,
it's
just
like an
to eat
old
his-
rural highway. It's not a
Okay.
busy.
Okay.
There are houses like sparsely on it, which we'll learn because we get a.
I'm thinking
surveillance.
of I-85.
There's some businesses. You should be thinking of
Highway 6.
yes,
Okay.
Highway
Thank you.
6. Thank you so much.
Oxford. Yes.
Out around at least the portions around Oxford, Mississippi, where we went to college. Maybe 6 gets busy at some point, but listen,
In Mississippi, you call it a highway. On other parts, you call it a street.
a street,
A busy street.
a busier street. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's every once in a while there's a business right there. There's a house, whatever.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Right.
so he didn't think much of it. He finishes lunch, starts driving, sees her again. This time, blue truck nearby, I guess, or maybe going a little too slow near
Okay.
her. I don't know.
Mhm,
He thought he may be following her. He said when he drove past her though, she was stumbling, like she was either hurt or intoxicated.
What?
When he looked back, he could still see the blue truck, but not Melissa. So he was like, that. I think that's probably why he was like, did she get in the truck? So at first they thought he was mistaken. He described what he thought this woman was wearing, and it didn't match what Sierra last saw her in. Although that wouldn't matter since she clearly went home. I'm like, that's not that weird. And Mark also noted that Melissa didn't drink, so she wouldn't have been intoxicated. But I'm like, she could be hurt and limping.
Right.
But so at first they're like, I don't think so. I don't think that doesn't make sense. But a business on that road or on that highway in the direction that this guy saw her around the same time that he said he saw her, picks up her walking by. It's her. She is walking by. He's right.
Holy shit.
It's hard to tell if she's distressed, but it's her and they're scared like, oh, maybe she did get in that blue truck. We don't know.
What? Her car is not around?
And the clothes, I think, are the clothes Sierra saw her in. The lighting makes it look weird. Like she was last seen, I think, wearing like a blue shirt. It looks white, but it's like very sunny. I'm like, you just can't tell. What'd you ask?
I don't remember. Oh, her car's nowhere.
There are cars at the house parked in the
that's
driveway.
Right. How far is this from her house?
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay. Is she in heels?
No.
Okay,
She's like walking. Okay. No. Well, actually, no, we won't get to it. It's not too far, but you wouldn't walk.
I'm so confused. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. So yes, it's confirmed. They're like, oh shit, that is her. So based on that footage, they drew a map of where she could have gone, like where in that area would you be walking to. So about 125 volunteers came out and searched. There's no sign of her. Mark and Sierra stood by the fact that Melissa would never up and leave. They were supposed to leave on vacation the following day, and Sierra was very excited about this, and Melissa knew it. They were both really excited, but like she was like, of all days, she wouldn't have picked the day before this fun thing we've been talking about. They just didn't believe she would leave on her own. However, in the months after her disappearance, Sierra and Mark said they went through some of her personal documents and found some things that indicated she may have been under immense stress and pressure that nobody knew about. They didn't say exactly
on top
what.
Of that job.
Yeah. They didn't say exactly what, but they said things were crumbling around her. There were financial issues. We do know that. So I don't know if it had to do with that or whatever. So they're more open to the fact that she may have left on her own. I think that's where they stand now. She may have left on her own. They are firm she would never take her own life. Never.
Okay.
It seems like they're leaning towards she may be hiding somewhere. One thing that gives that some merit is that she took her reading glasses and a 90-day supply of her thyroid medication. If you're going to kill yourself, forget the medication.
Right.
Shit.
Yeah.
And you can't read about this case without a conspiracy coming up that I had no idea about. Also very ongoing. Okay. Since 2023, at least 10, maybe more now. I started writing this a month ago. So, need to see. Okay. At least 10 U.S. scientists and military officials have gone missing or died under very mysterious circumstances, most of whom had connections to government research and had very high security clearance.
Oh.
A month before Melissa went missing, another former Los Alamos National Lab employee named Anthony Chavez went missing and still has not been found.
What?
He had retired, but at the time he was working on a quantum physics project with an unnamed scientist at the lab who was still working at Los Alamos. Missing. No trace.
Wow. When was that?
A month before Melissa went missing.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Oh, it gets weird.
Oh my God. And what is the connection with weird true crime? They just
I don't know what their connection to this case was.
Okay. They're just passing them out and we took one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm honestly not sure. We should have talked to them more about that. But that's
they lived in LA. Right?
No, they lived in Austin. This was like around Taos, New Mexico.
Right. Okay.
So that was a month before another, again, retired employee at Los Alamos, but was working on a project with a current scientist at Los Alamos. Missing, never been found. Most of these scientists disappeared without a trace. Some are determined to be suicide. 2 were murdered at home, shot to death.
Mm-hmm.
And this is only a span of a couple of years. A lot of them were working for NASA specifically. It's weird.
Interesting.
The FBI has been investigating. Ex-CIA agents have come out and said there's definitely a connection. It's way too weird.
There's an unsolved mysteries about this where
really?
It's so weird. Yeah. I can't even give a recap because I'm going to fuck it up, but
yeah. Trump was asked about it actually like a few weeks ago. I can't remember what he said. The FBI is investigating it. Like everyone's aware of this weird.
Wow. Okay. Keep going.
Circumstances. So one NASA engineer was hiking with 2 friends, I think right outside LA. She was merely a few feet behind them The two friends turn around, gone. She's never been seen since. And that was
What?
4 days before Melissa disappeared.
What?
It's weird.
What?
Most of them are vanished without a trace. The ones who
How many alien abductions are on Reddit?
I know.
Theories are on Reddit.
Of the ones that are technically solved, it's either ruled a suicide that people are like, no, it's not. Or like one guy, I think, again, a NASA affiliate, his Tesla like exploded while he was driving. I mean, it is the weirdest series of circumstances. It's never like, well, he did have stage 4 cancer. Not. It's always some insane story. So that's a rabbit hole in and of itself.
Oh my God.
That's
one
also
I could really get into.
Constantly updated. Google missing or we
No, I will fall so
whatever.
behind on my stories. No.
I know. Sorry. I'm not being very eloquent today, but I'm getting like really jazzed up. Okay. But Melissa was she was an administrative assistant and was reportedly not doing any highly sensitive research, but she had access to them. Obviously, she had Q clearance, which is the highest level of security clearance issued by the U.S. Department of Energy.
Okay.
So she had access to very sensitive information. Her husband and daughter have said they don't believe it has anything to do with work, but she is included in the FBI's investigation into the other scientists.
Yeah.
So there's something to that.
Mm-hmm.
But then some weird shit starts happening.
Oh my God.
2 months after the disappearance, her daughter Sierra said 4 people came by the house claiming to be Melissa's friends from Colorado. They said they drove all the way there from Colorado, which is I don't know where in Colorado, but it was like a shocking amount of time that they drove all the way from Colorado, these 4, just to give Sierra a $50 graduation gift.
No.
Sierra nor her dad knew who these people were. One of the women, and I don't know the mix, one is a woman. She said 4 people came by and was like, we're your mom's friends. Here, happy graduation.
This gift sucks, first of all. And B,
you drove from Colorado to hand this to me. Who are y'all? One of the women gave Sierra her phone number.
Okay.
Sierra said, okay, thanks, bye. We don't know, y'all go away. At some point after these strangers left, Sierra had someone else call the phone number. I think she was like nervous too.
Yeah.
She had someone else call the phone number and a woman answered and had no idea what she was talking about.
What?
She was like, I didn't come see you. I have no idea who your mom is. Like someone
she
just
voluntarily gave this number and it's a fake number. You voluntarily fake numbered her.
Very weird.
Oh my God, this is so fun to talk about.
This is bizarre.
Wait.
Then a year goes by. Nothing. Nothing. They weren't. I don't think there were 4 women. It just said 4 people.
You're right.
A woman stepped forward and said, "Here's my phone number." So I don't know. They could have guys.
Do we have Ring cameras? Does she blast these people?
I don't know. I don't know. She did actually look this up. She did an interview with I think that's where it came up. I believe she did an interview with a bit like Crime Junkie, someone. Months ago, way before the developments. I think that's where that comes up. So she may go into more details. I didn't I just read it from LA Magazine or another report. I don't know. I didn't listen. Anyway, a year goes by. Nothing. That is until May 28th, 2026, day 1 of CrimeCon, when I first heard about this case, actually. A person was hiking in Carson National Forest and came across skeletal remains, and there's a handgun near it. 3 days later, June 1st, the day after we got home, they announced that dental records confirmed it's the body of Melissa Casias.
Oh, I was hoping she was found alive.
Casias, I'm sorry. Casias.
I was hoping she did run away, but.
Okay. Investigators are keeping things very hush-hush, but in the weeks following this discovery, a few things have come out that are very weird. One of them was announced 4 hours ago. That's going to be my last bullet point. Her skeletal remains were found propped against a tree, like she was sitting up against a tree. This area had been searched early in the investigation. Although I will say LA Magazine, Lauren Conlon, says it's not a highly popular hiking trail. So it's not like there's probably been a million hikers walking by her who just didn't notice. It was pretty remote. So this hiker was, doing a strenuous one and found her. But the
trail was in New Mexico.
Yeah. Carson National Forest, which is huge. But this area had been searched. and it's just out propped against a tree. It's very strange that they could have missed it.
Scary for that person who discovered her.
Oh, I know. Can you imagine?
Eerie.
Can you imagine?
You get a therapist immediately.
Oh,
if not sooner.
Especially if it is that remote. There's no one around. Like you're sprinting out of that national
God,
forest.
you feel like you're being chased.
So it's also crazy that her skeleton was propped against a tree.
That's what I mean. Eerie.
Well, yeah, but experts say it points to perhaps a staged scene because the skeleton doesn't stay intact, especially out in the elements. Almost a year in New Mexico with predators, with animals. Yeah. They're like, no, it would be a pal,
right?
Propped against a tree, intact.
Sooner, like thrown about because again, animals.
Yeah. There was a handgun near the body. However, a forensic CT scan found no bullets or projectiles in her skull. So the first assumption was she went out there to take her own life, but how? She wasn't shot in the head. There's no bullet. We don't know how she died. As of right now.
Really?
No idea. Or they haven't said, but there's no bullet to her head. They're still investigating this, but we have no idea how she died. They don't know, I don't think.
Like so close to her body that she is likely related?
I don't know where. Or they said nearby. Doesn't say next to it. Okay. So that was all from the state police. That's what they found. That's what we know from them. After this discovery of her body, the family hired a private search team to go back up to the scene and look around. And the state police missed some stuff. And I'm not sure how. They found shredded papers near the body. Some sources say ripped up papers. So I don't know if it was like a shredding machine or they were put through the shredder or someone ripped them up.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, they were able to see some of the things that were on the paper, and it was handwritten, and Melissa's sister said it was Melissa's handwriting.
Oh.
Very concerning. Additional bones were found.
What?
We don't know if they were human bones, but the dogs who sniffed them out responded like they were. Like the private search team brought dogs. Their response was that of human bones. I guess they have something different if they know it's animal bones.
Was it a goodbye note that was shredded? Like what did it say?
We don't know what it said. She could just see some of the letters and said it looks like
it was
Melissa.
Real shredded.
Yeah, okay. It was real shredded. So, did you hear about the bones found?
Yeah, no, I know.
That's
just
crazy that the state police didn't find that.
Right.
Bloody clothes were found nearby.
What?
Which are currently being tested.
Oh,
I don't know anything about these clothes. I think I have to double check if the skeleton had the clothes on that she was last seen wearing. These were different clothes. These were off the body, found nearby. Blood. Look, what looks like blood is on them being tested. We don't know that.
Oh, we don't know that they're hers.
No, even. I don't know anything. We don't know anything about.
We just don't. Okay. What the fuck?
But there appears to be blood on them being tested. Different types of hair were found all around the
again
scene.
Animals could be. Yeah.
Could be. An orange peel was found, which is weird. As of 4 days ago, we learned. Real quick, all that found by the private search team has been given to the state police. But it's so crazy.
Here's
that they
some
did
evidence for you.
Find it.
Or and potential evidence.
Potential. It sounds really bad.
Yeah.
As of 4 hours ago, and actually I learned this a couple of days ago because, again, Lauren Conlon, shout out, girl. LA Magazine, really investigating this. We learned that Melissa had recently lost her Q clearance. That's what was announced 4 hours ago. I don't know what would cause the high security clearance that she had at work. She had lost it. I don't know why. I don't know what would cause someone to lose it, but it might indicate an issue at work. And maybe the article that just came out 4 hours ago says if they learned why, I'll read it. I'll have to read it after. Again, it's like nonstop updates.
Wow.
So as of now, again, developing nonstop. Melissa's side of the family, the family's divided. Her mom, her dad, all of them point the finger at Mark.
Oh.
But Mark and Sierra both say bullshit. And actually, Sierra's pretty vocal on Facebook that this side of the family has been estranged for years. They had a big falling out several years ago. They barely, their relationship with Melissa was up and down. They would go years without talking, maybe come back for a little bit. They barely know this side of the family. So Sierra and Mark are like, fuck off. Stop having theories. You don't know Melissa. So get out of here.
And Mark works at Fort Knox.
Yeah.
And then some. He's traceable. Co-work, they're going to be like, no, his badge swiped and he was at work all day. Like
The most recent update.
Fuck.
I lied. The most shocking recent update, I guess. This was not the 4 hours ago, but this is very interesting.
Okay.
But real quick, I'm going to get there, but I just want to say this. They're so divided. Mark and Sarah against Melissa's family. Again, they're like, please stay out of it. You don't know shit. They're like, Melissa would never do this. And they're like, y'all have barely talked in 18 years. Like, shut the fuck up. But that family, side of the family, hired a PI who was harassing Mark to a point where Mark was just granted a restraining order. And the PI had to step off.
Really?
He was like calling on the public to harass Mark, saying, Mark, confess your sins. You know, calling the family nonstop. Yeah, he was harassing them. And so he filed for one a couple weeks ago.
Very private, huh?
It was granted.
He was like telling the public to harass Mark.
He was running a Facebook page. He was running a Facebook page.
Who is this guy?
I know.
What are his credentials?
Well, he's off the case now. Yeah. He was granted a restraining order and he can have no contact with Sierra or Mark. Anyway, this
sounds like a quack. Okay. What?
Okay. As of July 1st, a couple days ago, LA Magazine reporter Lauren Conlon revealed that she got a portion of the case file, and it states that Melissa's car was not captured driving into work the morning she disappeared. Yet that same security system captured every day she came into work. Same entrance, same car, same time, every single day. They went back to every day since the January before she went missing. So for the past 6 months leading up to her disappearance, every day you see her coming in, not the day she
really. Oh, so
it's sketchy. I don't understand this at all. I don't think Mark has had a comment. It's very confusing because Sierra woke up and said her mom was there and she had come home because she left her badge. But what's interesting about that too, the same reporter spoke to another employee at Los Alamos who said, I forget my badge all the time. Like,
I was wondering that.
All you have to do is go to security and get a temporary one. They can verify you. She was like, I do it. The employee was like, I do it all the time. You don't have to leave. So why wouldn't Melissa have just done that? She's like, Melissa knew that.
This whole dropping off thing came from Mark, I assume.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's weird.
She did not drop him off. How'd he get to work? Any more updates for us?
Nope.
Wow.
Anyone with, and by the way, I'm wondering, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure this lab is huge. She, I think, had a different section of work than Mark did. So I believe the way he doesn't speak on it, I don't think, because of the investigation. But early on when she was missing and they didn't know what was going on, he did say she never forgot her badge. It's weird that she would have forgotten her badge. So I'm wondering if she did pull in to drop him off and was like, all right, I'm going to my side, and like, quote unquote, left her badge without him knowing, like called him later to be like, I had to go back home. I left my badge or something, because but still, even so, I'm like, she didn't drop you off though. I don't get it. And he's not going to.
Maybe footage doesn't go to his side. I don't know. Maybe.
But every single day it captured this exact
I thought it
exchange.
Captured every. Oh, okay. I thought it captured every angle from her side of the building or whatever, you know.
And that's what it sounds like. Like maybe he did. He would, but he would know if he was dropped off by her. I was going to say maybe it doesn't capture her dropping him off every day, but it does capture her pulling into her side.
No, I know, but I was thinking oh, Mark's a liar, but maybe he's not lying, you know. And he
he dropped her off. She dropped him off. Security never really captures that. And then she just left.
And then she just
left. She never went to her side.
Never went to her side.
Yes. Yeah. Also maybe an option. Okay. Speculating here. I don't know the layout. I don't know.
Do we know how long she had died when she was found? Like, when did she die?
No, they haven't. They have not released any of that information, if they have it. So where she was found is about 6 miles from her house. But again, it's a pretty rough terrain to get to that part of Carson National Forest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they're like, she wouldn't have. Like, it's just bizarre. And they say of those 125 volunteers, they searched around there.
That is so strange.
It's weird. There's no bullet wound to her head or body from what I understand.
Well, I need to know how far everything is because of large national forests. If the fact that if there were bloody clothes a couple hundred yards from her and the skeleton had clothes on, it's a different. If it's a large national
I don't even
forest,
know.
there's
I
going to
don't
be
even know
blood,
if the
there's gonna
skeleton
be
had clothes on.
trash. There's going to be. If they found a gun, 400 yards from her. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
could be a permanent hiker who lost his gun. I don't know. Or, someone living in the woods who lost his gun.
Yeah, this is a big
I need to know
ass.
how close, like the bloody clothes were.
Yeah,
I need
they
to know if the
haven't-
skeleton, if they were hers. I need to know if the skeleton was dressed or not. I need to know so many things.
I know the police are not releasing any of that.
What's that neck look like on the skeleton? Any breakage? Was she strangled? What happened? Any bruising?
No,
Any
I think
claw marks on the bones?
No, I think they would have come out if they were going to come out and say we did a CT scan and there's no bullet in her head. They would have said, but there seems to be something in her chest or whatever.
Right.
I don't know. So I guess ever developing. By the time this comes out, all that could be answered. I have no idea. It's crazy. But anyone with information is about Melissa's death is asked to call New Mexico State Police at 505-425-6771. Bizarre.
Paul Fronczak.
Y'all thought this was just going to be a CrimeCon recap, didn't y'all?
Well,
No.
another person we met at CrimeCon was Paul Fronczak.
Y'all.
My white whale. My silver foxy white whale.
Silver. What is a white whale?
What? Like the unattainable goal. Like you've never heard of something being like, oh, that's my white whale.
No.
Titanic.
I feel like usually this conversation is flipped.
I know.
You've never heard of shit.
Wow, Rach.
No.
Okay. Well, it's just
He
a
is
metaphor.
Now, Silver Fox.
Silver Fox. And that he is. But
And that he is.
This whole case. It's right. Just a metaphor for a goal, obsession,
Okay.
whatever.
The more you know.
The more you know.
But we won't demean him down to his looks.
No.
Because he does have a very interesting and tragic story and he's brilliant. But I will say he is very good looking. And we love him.
We love him.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. And he approached us at CrimeCon, even though he was a goal too. I was like, tomorrow.
I was like, that was one. Oh yeah. And people do keep asking.
Like, who do you want to meet?
Yes. And of course, we all know that Nancy Grace was on that list, but the twins were graduating. The twins were graduating high school. And so she gave her talk and then left. She was there for like a second. So no, we never even saw her.
No.
So,
but
just saying. Everyone asked that. I was like,
Paul
no.
Fronczak was one of them. And we gladly got to meet him and Tracy, his co-host. Okay. Okay.
Rebecca's taking over from here.
I'm taking over. You know the story that sticks with me and continues to stick with me. If you're new here.
And a lot of listeners, this is a lot of people's favorite episode.
This is from episode 82. So if you're new here, go listen for a deep dive, but I'm going to recap it here. And hey, Chicago, you hold our biggest listenership.
You do.
You are our biggest city. So if you had relatives in the area in the 60s, listen up because they need your help.
Yes. Turn up that boombox as loud as you can because they hold now if they remember anything about this.
Right.
So gather around the speaker, gather around the radio.
This woman's talking about the Paul Fronczak case.
Mm-hmm.
So first to recap, and then I'll give a brief update on where things are now. Okay. April 1964. Dora Fronczak goes into labor at Michael Reese Hospital in Chicago and had a beautiful baby boy she named Paul Fronczak.
Mm-hmm.
The following day, a woman came into the room dressed as a nurse while Dora was feeding baby Paul and said the doctor needed to check him. That woman took baby Paul, walked out the back door, never to be seen again. Baby Paul was 37 hours old when he was kidnapped. Before the hospital even got to do his little hand and footprints. There was one picture of baby Paul born on that day, and that is it. It took a full hour before a nurse realized that baby Paul was gone, then another hour of all the whole staff frantically searching the grounds before the hospital finally called 911, who called the FBI, who stormed into Dora's hospital room to notify her that her baby of 37 hours and a lifetime to go was gone. It was the biggest manhunt in Chicago history at the time, but it goes absolutely nowhere. They even found the cab driver who picked up that fake nurse and that baby, and he gave a description of her: white woman, dark hair, slender, and he showed them exactly where he dropped them off. But now that hours had passed, they were long gone. Headlines everywhere. This is national news.
Were they just dropped off like at a train station?
Yeah, like at a corner of a street.
Not at a house. Yeah.
Nope. 15 months later, 1965, a toddler was discovered abandoned in a stroller outside a department store in Newark, New Jersey. It takes almost a full year after that, but in 1966, FBI and police determined this abandoned baby was baby Paul Fronczak, kidnapped from a Chicago hospital and taken to New Jersey, then abandoned for God knows what reason. He was returned to Dora and her husband Chester, and all was right with the world. They had another son, so 2 boys, happy life, everything worked out. Dora and Chester were never planning to tell Paul that he was kidnapped. 60s mentality, just ignore it.
Well, he certainly doesn't remember it.
No,
so he's found when he's 1.
Yeah. Well, no, he's
a little older than 1.
A little older than 2. So he was 15 months after the kidnapping. 15 months after he was kidnapped, a baby is found in Newark, New Jersey, and then a year after that, it takes them a full year. They're putting newspaper headlines in Manhattan newspapers trying to find the parents of this little boy.
Not even 2.5, really.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So he's just over 2. So he didn't know, and they were never going to tell him. But when he was about 10 years old, he's searching for Christmas presents, found newspaper clippings, and the secret was out. He confronted his parents. They told him the story, but pretty much moved on from it. Well, 4 decades later, after becoming a father himself, Paul wanted answers about why he was kidnapped and by who. So in 2012, he submitted DNA samples from himself and his parents, only to discover that he was not related to Dora and Chester Fronczak.
Y'all, this case is the
So
craziest.
fucking crazy. The child returned to the Fronczaks in 1966 was not the real baby Paul. So now there is a question of where is the real baby Paul and who is the man raised as baby Paul, as Paul Fronczak. Enter Cece Moore, a badass we often talk about.
Why was she not at CrimeCon?
Oh, I don't know. Come on.
She's too busy.
Give the people what they want.
She's too busy.
Yeah. She discovers the man raised as Paul was actually born in Atlantic City, and his name was Jack Rosenthal. He was abandoned in Newark, New Jersey on that day in 1965 because his parents were complete abusive assholes who were already dead by this time.
And rotting in hell.
Yeah, they're rotting in hell already by the time this is already figured out. So he has no idea why they were so awful to him, but not to his older siblings. He found out he had 2 older siblings. Then Cece gives him a new shocking revelation. He has a twin sister who is also missing. Her name is Jill Rosenthal, Jack and Jill. And their parents apparently were abusive and horrible to the twins, but not their 2 older siblings. Jill is still missing to this day. Since Jack Rosenthal has gone by Paul Fronczak his entire life, he now goes by Paul Jack Fronczak. Paul Jack is who we met at CrimeCon.
That was an excellent recap.
Right.
So, there's a lot in this case. Go to that episode if you want more. It is.
Oh, God, so crazy.
I usually have to take a minute, and you did a great job.
Thank you. Just a quick little recap. He has made it. So Paul Jack is who we met. That's who we called the Silver Fox. And he is.
Go
look at him. Yeah. And his voice is so soothing. So he has made it his life's mission.
And his skin is so supple.
He's spank bank material.
Y'all, listen.
I'm kidding. And he
women are objectified all day, every day.
So fuck
Can
off.
we just have one thing? I think you would love it. We had a great conversation.
Okay.
Listen, one other thing in the episode that Rebecca hasn't said yet, he was a stand-in for George Clooney on Ocean's 11. So do what you will with that. Do what you will with that. So
he has made it his life's mission to find the real baby Paul and to find his twin sister Jill. And I get into this in the episode, but then I'll have a little bit of an update. So in 2019, he got the answer to one of the many questions in this case. They found in 2019 the real baby Paul. Again, episode 82 is a deep dive into how all that went down. Go listen. But the baby that Dora only got to know for 37 hours grew up as Kevin Ray Beatty, and he was raised in Michigan, completely unaware of his true identity. He was raised by a woman named Lorraine Fountain, who is already dead, so she can't speak to it. But it sounds easy to be like, okay, Lorraine's the kidnapper, obviously, but that's not the case. Mm-mm. She probably adopted him illegally, but to my knowledge, actually not to my knowledge, I know this for a fact, Kevin never even knew that he was adopted. He grew up thinking Lorraine was his biological mother and his father was just out of the picture.
Okay.
Now, luckily, Dora is still alive. So Kevin, she's
the mom.
She's the mom.
Who got to know her baby for an hour.
Yeah. So Dora's still alive. And so Kevin was able to speak with his biological mother for the first time more than 55 years after he was kidnapped from that hospital. But tragically, he died of cancer in 2020 before they had the opportunity to meet in person.
And they were like about to meet.
They were going to meet in person, but when they spoke on the phone, Kevin was already terminal. So she did say her goodbyes in case. Oh, that's horrible. Paul Jack now has a podcast called the Fronczak Files. That's Fronczak. The Fronczak Files. With co-host Tracy Hastings, who we also met at CrimeCon and is wonderful. Mm-hmm. They're walking you through this entire journey practically in real time. I think the first season is Paul Jack recaps like his experience. Like he grew up as as someone else and had no idea. He was, abandoned and then raised as this missing boy he never actually was.
Yeah.
Well, within their last few episodes, their investigation takes them on a deep dive into the last name Beatty. This is the last name that real baby Paul was given. Yeah. Again, he was raised Kevin Ray Beatty. Even though the woman who raised him, who he knew as mom, was Lorraine Fountain. Lorraine was married a bunch of times, but never to a man with the last name Beatty. According to family members of Lorraine, she told people that Kevin's father played NFL for the Detroit Lions and then abandoned them. There's no history of an NFL player for the Lions with the last name Beatty. So that's
very verifiable.
Yes, that's a lie.
Very verifiable.
Right, but in the 60s, it probably wasn't.
Well, right, but right now it is.
Right now it is, and they verified. Nope, that's not a thing. So the mystery still stands on who the hell is this baby named after? Who was Kevin named after?
Yeah.
So their investigation takes them on, and this is not in the episode. My episode ended with the fact that they found Kevin. They found the real baby Paul raised as Kevin, but he sadly died.
Yeah.
So
this is new. Yeah. So this is new.
Yeah.
And I don't know it. I know. We were coming up with our structure and I said, I'll take the 3 cold cases. You take Paul. So I don't even know. Yeah.
I'll always take Paul.
Because it's the most, this is actually like, I'm like, now this is my favorite episode again.
I know.
It just
keeps going.
Shocking.
So their investigation takes them on the hunt for people with the last name Beatty in the Chicago area at the time. They found one man, Billy Ray Beatty, who fit the bill and apparently used to travel between his hometown of Blytheville, Arkansas, and Chicago in the 1960s. Sadly, he too is dead now.
Okay.
But given his middle name is also Ray, just like Kevin's given name.
That's crazy.
Billy Ray Beatty, Kevin Ray Beatty. They're confident there's some sort of connection. And again, there are a lot more details about how they get there in Tracy and Paul Jack's podcast, The Fronczak Files. But Tracy actually found a picture of Billy Ray Beatty and posted it to the Blytheville Facebook page asking if anyone knows this man. God. And 17 minutes later, she gets a call from a man named Doyle Beatty. This is Billy Ray Beatty's little brother.
Oh my God.
I know.
Oh my God. Y'all, they hinted at this at CrimeCon. They said, we have a big break about to come that we're about to announce.
Well,
And
they
it was
have. I think they have another big break that they have not said yet.
Oh my God, I have so many chills.
I know. So they have Doyle Beatty on the podcast, and boy, do I love him.
Oh, okay. From Blytheville, Arkansas? Is he like, I love
Southern fella.
Yeah, he is.
The moment they said, tell us about yourself, he said he was born in Blytheville, Arkansas in 1949. I thought, oh shit, get comfortable. We're going to be here all afternoon.
You know,
I mean,
he's our dad's exact age.
And
also small town Alabama is where, everyone settle in. This is going to be very interesting.
An open-ended question to a 76-year-old Southern man. Are you out of your mind? God. And if you are unaware, old men, particularly from the South, can take a 5-minute story and make it an hour and a half.
Oh, unnecessary details left, right, and center. But that does not exist here. All details necessary.
Oh my God.
And by the way, this is in a loving way. We love when our dad does this, right? Keep going.
I almost called Dad and I was like, hey, remind me of the time you walked into your kitchen after school and your dead grandfather was in his casket on the kitchen table.
Yeah.
And he'd be like,
not on the table. I think it was in the parlor. That's what a parlor was. You know,
whatever.
People use their living room as a parlor for dead relatives.
Not so good because Mom put me in a collared shirt. I hated that collared shirt. I had this tag in the back.
My brother was making fun of me.
I mean, but yet you hang on every word.
However, we can't remember.
Interesting.
We can't remember if he was on the kitchen table or in the living room. I think it was in the living room.
So anyway. I looked at my phone and I was at minute 9 of this conversation with Doyle, and he was still on the description of his childhood home. And I just found
that must have been a huge house.
No, it was poverty. It was a shotgun house.
Obviously,
I know, but it's just. I'm beaming from ear to ear as I heard him talk about how they shared the outback. I mean, that outhouse out back with 2 other families. So if you had to go number 2, it was a real issue in the middle of the night. I was like, God, I'm just beaming. I love it.
I love them. Great. I'm going to go listen.
I know it's anyone from anywhere else would probably disagree, but it just.
No, it's good. All right. So what else? Besides the house and the outhouse.
With the knack of useless information, they have the ability to keep me interested. And I just love them. So Doyle Beatty said that there were 9 of them. There are 9 kids. He was the 8th. He's 16 years younger than Billy Ray. But boy, were they close.
Well, so Billy Ray's his brother, not his dad. Okay,
yes, okay. Billy Ray's his brother. Billy Ray is 16 years older than Doyle.
Okay.
But they were probably the closest of the bunch. I really do encourage you to listen to pretty much all of June's episodes of the Fronczak Files, because he and Billy Ray have some stories. Okay. Billy Ray called Doyle his Bubba. Close as shit. So anyway, Billy Ray was back and forth between Arkansas and Chicago for work. And Doyle said in about 1962, Billy Ray brought home a girlfriend named Marcelle. Billy Ray and Marcelle met in Chicago and had an apartment together, I believe. And Doyle once stayed with them for about 2 months when he was like 13.
Okay.
According to him, Billy Ray and Marcelle's relationship was very volatile.
Yeah.
It was a dangerous, messy situation. Billy Ray was a growing alcoholic. That's literally, this is so sad, but he was withdrawing from alcohol. And when he did that, he'd like stumble, he's like disoriented.
Yeah.
And he was walking down a road and he was so disoriented looking for alcohol, like walking to the gas station to get more alcohol or something. I don't know where he was walking, but he was walking to get alcohol. And he fell and his head landed in the street just as a car was coming. That's how he died.
No.
Yeah. But before he died, and actually Doyle was like, he never let me see that side of him. I never saw him withdrawn, but he would like foam at the mouth, apparently. I don't know. It's crazy. But so he was a growing alcoholic. So he spent a lot of those 2 months with Marcelle. And Marcelle, but it was not a
growing alcoholic. It sounds
like he was there. Yeah.
I mean, there are a million levels. We get it. Never mind. Just keep going.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
So he spent a lot of time with Marcelle while Billy Ray was, out. but it was a very volatile, dangerous relationship. Marcel really wanted to get married. Billy Ray was kind of a playboy, didn't want to get married. And so it was a lot of that, just ups and downs, volatile. And for work, Marcel was a cleaning lady at a hospital in Chicago.
Shut up.
Now, I don't want to step on the toes of Paul, Jack, and Tracy's investigation.
Are you joking me?
No, I'm going to leave it there because I honestly haven't finished it. And
excuse me.
I can't listen to 4 episodes to do this. No, here's what it is.
And we want to promote them.
I want to promote them. I want them to do it because even in a few episodes, you're like, don't spoil the next one because the next episode's crazy and all that. So to get the full backstory of Billy Ray and all that, it's season 4, episodes 6, 7, 8, 9. It's their last 4 episodes, but especially number 8 and 9 for you born and bred Chicago peeps, because I think that's when Marcel's introduced. Tell your parents or elders to listen if they were around in the 60s, because they need your help getting more information on this Marcel chick, because something ain't right. Who is this woman? Who is it?
Yeah. Wow.
I'm like, oh, y'all are onto something. Oh, y'all are
for
really,
sure.
This is it. How
I'm going
Lorraine
to listen.
got. Now that it's in real time, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I need to be better about listening. Woo!
Yeah.
Like
that is, my mind is spinning.
I know.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Who is she?
Who is Marcel? How did Lorraine they dug into Lorraine. They found out Lorraine's actual last name's Arnold. Like, it's just like, I'm like, one thing after the motherfucking other.
Wait, what's Arnold have to? Oh, her last was Marcel Arnold?
No. Lorraine, who raised the real baby Paul, Lorraine Fountain, raised Kevin Ray Beatty. Her actual last name is Arnold.
Lorraine.
Yeah. Lorraine, I think, was kind of a fraudster on her own.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
It does kind of sound like an illegal adoption type.
Uh-huh.
Here, I want a baby. You don't. Let me just take yours and we're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Shake hands. Here's $100. We've had a sad story about that in one of my episodes.
Yep. It is.
Wow.
I mean, it just keeps going and going.
And y'all go listen to Fronczak Files. I'm going to right now. Y'all are crazy. That is.
And please listen to Doyle. I just love it.
Oh, I will. Duh. I want to hear about that house.
Oh
my God.
9 siblings. And he was like, my dad never took to welfare, although all of our neighbors did. But Mama and him, they took care of us. Salmon in the can was real cheap back then. We always had beans, potatoes. Like this. I'm like, I'm like hanging on every word.
And you're still thriving. I love it. This was crazy. Wow. Great recap. Y'all go listen to Paul Fronczak. And again, if y'all expose those cold cases, tell whoever, just spread the word. I feel so bad for these families.
I know. I can't.
Cold case.
How do you get out? I couldn't get out of bed. These people are, oh my God.
I know. Very admirable.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all, that is our, I guess CrimeCon recap kind of.
It's what we learned.
It's what we learned at CrimeCon. This was an important way to use this platform, I think.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Again, regular episode's still going to come this week. This is just a little bonus for everyone.
Next year's CrimeCon's in Orlando. We're going to go. I want to go.
I want to go too.
I guess it's not confirmed yet because we haven't spoken to them, but
I'm sure it is. Come on. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. Literally couldn't do it without y'all. So
we'll say it once. We'll say it 1,000,000 goddamn times.
For
love
real.
y'all.
Y'all are the best.
People are the worst.